Good evening, good evening, good evening. Wherever it is that you are, shout out to you. Made it to Hump Day. We are now officially midway through the week. And if you have been paying attention, you are now on day three of our 12 days of relocation. What I'm going to ask you to do, for those who know me, or even if you don't, if you are looking to move abroad and you know somebody that is also looking to move abroad, I need you to share this live with them. The reason why is because the move abroad process is not just you putting your stuff in a bag, picking out an Airbnb and a destination, and then just leaving. It is so much more nuanced than that, and we're going to get into some things that are based off of some questions and concerns that you guys have in regards to moving abroad. We take a look at all of the comments. We take a look at all of the feedback that we get, so that way we can align better with how to get you guys out of America if you are looking to leave and into a destination where you can live, thrive, not just survive. So, definitely want to make sure that you guys are tuned in. Want to also give time for the algorithm to do its little thing, but please make sure you are sharing this with somebody that is looking to move abroad if it is not you. We are going to discuss a big thing because you might have been here yesterday and heard a little bit about safety, but tonight we're going to dive into this topic because there are a number of different things that you need to consider when thinking about safety. But let's just preface because some people may be new. If you guys do not know who I am, my name is RJ Mood. I'm originally from Philadelphia. I have been living abroad going on the last 3 years. However, I've been taking people to different places, specifically Colombia, since about 2018. And we have created this platform for people to get the education, the inspiration that they need to move abroad. So many people are looking to do the research, but where do you start? How do you actually prepare for a journey that you have never taken? These conversations in this entire platform is designed to help bridge that gap of education and understanding, giving you guys real information, real talk from people that have actually did it outside of myself, but more so real guidance on this move abroad process and understanding what you actually have in your hands when you consider, do I move abroad? Is this something that I can take on? We want to create more opportunities for more people that are looking to move abroad to have success stories. So over the next, now we are, well, it'll be through November 14th, but our 12 days of relocation series is designed to, never mind the fundamentals. We give you those things on the conference. The conference is November 22nd. It is a virtual relocation conference. We're going to get into what that covers, but the 12 days of relocation, it says those things that you need, housing, visas, we have you. We got you on that. But what about the other stuff? How do you increase the probability of your success? What are some of the burning questions that you may have about relocation? And each day is designed to give you information on those burning questions that are in our comments, or you're online Googling, is it safe? Or do political tensions in the United States jeopardize my ability to move to somewhere? What that looks like. There's so many different nuances that come into moving abroad, and I know the entire process is overwhelming. What I'm trying to do is give you guys some peace, some calm in what may seem like turmoil. So, over the next couple of days, we will continuously do these topics, different times. We did put out a graphic on TikTok. If you don't follow, it is Black Expat Life Abroad with the topics. You can also go to moodtravelabroad.com and sign up. One, the topics are there. So, you'll see the next couple of days that we're doing. But also, you can sign up to receive the link to view and submit your questions or topics that you would like covered. Anything that we have and you guys put in, we'll do our best to try to get those covered, or at least get you some guidance on those things over these next couple of days as we do these 12 days of relocation. What I will also tell you, with the virtual relocation conference, November 22nd, tickets are available. Our early bird tickets will end November 14th. You guys have the ability to go there. We are picking 10 people per day during the 12 days of relocation who purchase a G8 ticket. 10 people, so depends on, but 10 people will essentially get upgraded during with their purchase to a VIP ticket. So the VIP ticket, the inclusions are all on our website as far as what the general admission and the VIP ticket include. There are essentially more resources for you, deeper discounts on relocation tours, deeper discounts on visa processing, putting all the tools that you need in your relocation toolkit. So that way you aren't moving with just a hope and a prayer and a whim that you're going to be successful. We want to make certain that this journey that you have is successful. So, at least want to let you know where you are, who we are, and why it's important for you to tune into this conversation. This is for you guys. I already live abroad. These things are to empower you so that you can come on the other side of the TSA and hopefully one day meet us and join us in these communities that we are helping to build. So let us get into it because the 12 days of relocation is really important for you. I get a lot of DMs and messages and comments with people that are saying, hey, this is exactly what I needed to hear. But sometimes people come and, have a question, or maybe we talked about a topic and we didn't go deep into it. So these 12 days of relocation are, I say, let's take those comments and those DMs and those messages and those burning questions that you have, and let's just do a deep dive. And one of the biggest things when people are looking to move abroad is the S word. The S word comes out because America does a really good job at telling you what places you should be alarmed about traveling to. Oftentimes, many you will see Mexico, Jamaica, DR, level three, level four, depending on what time of the year it is. But these are often the same places that many people are going to vacation to from America. So isn't that a little unique? But people are still running with the thought process, or at least the understanding that what the US government is putting out is accurate about what is going on down in those particular places. So when looking to move abroad, you're saying, I don't know about moving to X place because I hear all of these things in the media. And understanding safety, we need to start from somewhere before we get into what safety looks like on the other side. This is really important because a lot of the move abroad process is not just the fundamentals of moving abroad, but it's a lot of inner work that you have to do. Each individual person. Now, kids are a little bit different because most of the time they're really adaptive, whereas adults are very rigid. It's hard to teach an adult something. It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. It's hard to teach somebody something who hasn't been in a classroom or in a position to learn or educate themselves. If you do that, great. But so many people are overworked, they don't have the opportunity to go crack open a book, even sit what you're doing and take time to sit with somebody that knows a little bit about something and is willing to ask you questions that other people won't. That is really difficult for people to wrap their heads around. So when we talk about safety, let's start where you guys are right now. Most of the people that tune in from online are living in America right now. They're online looking for research on where's the best place for Black Americans to move. Where's the best place for Americans to move? Is it safe for me to move there? Where's the best place for families? There's so many different things you can put into the search bar when doing your research. But you guys have to understand when you think about safety, what are your definitions of safe? Because in America, there are plenty of things that go on that aren't safe. Yet you and so many other millions of Americans are still there. And oftentimes, when considering safety in America versus what you may experience when you go to move abroad, these things aren't present. What has become normal life in the United States isn't normal life everywhere else. There was many a time where what is normalized now was actually something that we say, hold on, we can't do this. We can't have this happen anymore. Schools, churches, gyms, movie theaters, you name it, clubs. These things have all intertwined into normalized life in society. Things in the media images that are depicted, police brutality, protest, and what that looks like. These things are all normalized. I'm not saying that these things don't happen abroad. However, the normalization, the everydayness of it, it is not normalized in many places abroad. Now, some, sure. But a lot of the places that you guys are looking at from your top expat destinations, what Google or ChatGPT gives you back, a lot of those places aren't in complete strife. And most of the time, you're not going to be looking to jump out of America and go to a place that is actually in strife. political people are out in the streets protesting, throwing, like, you're not looking to go there. Most of the places you're looking to go, life is relatively normal. Panama, Mexico, South Africa, Colombia. These, no, life is normalized there. But in the United States, when you guys come to me and say, "Hey, is it safe there?" and I'm like, "Well, the stuff that goes on in the United States isn't happening if that's what you're asking, but I know you guys are asking a different question." One thing that we realize, people that live abroad and saying, "Oh, okay, well, what do they mean? They're asking me if it's safe, and I feel in danger of being in the United States." Yeah, but if you don't know that is safe and you don't have any option to get around and escape it, then it is what it is. What can you do? That's what so many people's attitude is. What can I do? It is what it is. No, my kids shouldn't have to go to school and worry about if they don't come home. But what can I do? And you take that and say, well, is it safe there? So let's start where you are. Many things in the United States are just not safe. They're just not safe. And I want to tell you that because when you do move abroad, I walked outside and somebody had a bad day and now it's everybody's problem. That isn't normalized. Has it happened? Does it happen? Yes, in some places. But the craziness in the United States is like you just turn on the news and it's every day. Multiple people are in an incident all at one time across the nation in multiple cities, big ones, small ones, rural counties, inner cities. These things are normalized. So when we talk about this, I need to ask you guys, what do you consider safe? Let's start the safety conversation there. Now, what I realized when looking in the nuances of international safety, we have to consider one thing. You guys know at least how to navigate danger in the United States. Things that you have normalized and gotten down to it, you're like, okay, I know how to go into a room and find out where the exits are, keep my eyeballs on those, see who's coming in and out of the room to make certain if things look a little hairy, go this way or leave or say something. That is how you've had to normalize what is going on. And you've had to navigate that. And now you say, okay, I can see danger coming. But a lot of people don't know what danger looks like in another place. You might have come from an inner city environment, grown up in one of the worst neighborhoods, but you don't know what danger in Colombia looks like. You don't know what danger in Brazil looks like. It may look a little different. It may sound a little different. It's probably going to sound a little different. Spanish, Portuguese. If you're not a fluent Spanish speaker or a Portuguese speaker, it's going to sound a little different. If you got your Spanish or your Portuguese out of a book, is 100% going to sound a little bit different because book Spanish and Portuguese is not what people are utilizing in the streets. It gives you a foundation. But these things are definitely where you're looking at and need to be narrowed down when you're considering safety. It's how do I navigate danger? It is dangerous, and places are dangerous everywhere in the world, no matter what country you go to. But you're better suited to ask, how do people navigate danger? And then we can get into how to do so. Now, these things are going to change in different places. Danger does look different, but some general rules of thumb we can start off with and at least give you guides from there. But my job is to continue to bring on people, as well as if I'm the destination person, but people that are in these destinations that we can get nuanced conversations. Oh, you want to know what exactly the locals and the people that are living there doing for safety in Playa? Here's what they're doing. The people that are doing this in Medellin specifically, here. Things I do in Cartagena, I don't do in Medellin and vice versa. So sometimes you have to realize the nuances in this. But when we talk about navigating the danger in certain places, I will tell you, many people think it must be dangerous there when I tell them you don't want to wear your bunch of jewelry, you don't want to wear a bunch of designer clothes, and they say, well, anywhere I can't wear designer clothes or I need to tuck my jewelry, it must be really dangerous. And I tell you this is because in America it's become normalized. You know, I got a fresh outfit on, let me get Louis Vuitton out, dripped out, Dior, whatever the case is, whatever your hat is. That's cool. We have normalized wearing your bank account on your body, showing people what you can purchase, so that way validation is literally listed by what it is that they can see. Now, the nuance with that is if people are only valuing you off of your stuff and things and now as who you are, that's a lot of the reason why people are starting to leave and looking to leave, because that is it gets kind of tiring. But Americans are trained to purchase things. We're a consumption society. So, showing people, oh yeah, it's a Rolex, so clearly I'm doing well. Oh, it's a Mercedes Benz, clearly my business is doing well. Oh, I have on a tailored suit, it's Gucci. This is what we are trained to do. Whereas on a global scale, people have nice things and by designer, and some people are like that, but for the most part, most people really don't care about that stuff. The people that actually do care, and they still care in the United States as well, are the people that are willing to take those things from you. Whereas in the United States, the Rolex Club, everybody's got to have a Rolex to get in. Yeah, there's plenty of people that are doing those kind of things. But in places like Colombia and places like Mexico, those things just attract the wrong kind of people. Versus in America, the thought process is this is going to tell people that I'm the right kind of person. What it shows on a global scale, because when you leave America in its bubble, you actually realize that not everybody thinks America is as hot as America thinks it is. I'm a Leo, and I'll say this, and shout out to all the Leos. But one of the things that people say, you're like, y'all really think y'all the best out here, and it's like, doesn't everybody? But America has a real good thing where they're like, nah, we're the best. Even though we don't measure up in education, even though we don't measure up in healthcare, even though our citizens can't afford to get sick or afford to get better, we are still the number one country. Never mind all of that stuff. Look at all this stuff that we have. That is the American way. And not realizing that on the global scale, nobody loves America like America loves itself. And so when you get out and you realize that no matter black, white, Asian, any particular Hispanic denomination, you are going to run into a scenario where if they figure that you are American, you actually are American first. You'll get asked questions as if you are involved with the politics that they're questioning you about, because now they have an American in front of them. And we often take travel for light and not understanding that America is one of the richest countries in the world. And not saying that its people are the richest in America, but on a global scale, a $30,000 salary in the United States doesn't go that far, especially in a major city. Whereas a $30,000 on a global scale puts you in the top percentage of earners across the world. So when they see you abroad and they know that you're American, they think, well, you can't be poor because you're already rich because you live in America. And the people that don't have any money in the United States, they don't travel. So understanding that you have a light on you that you have never had on you before. So when you talk about navigating safety and why you can't, or why isn't it advised to wear jewelry everywhere and big bright earrings, even fake stuff. We all walk around with a bunch of fake chains on in the United States because somebody gonna think you popular, or somebody's gonna think you got stuff going on, and not realizing that you are making yourself a target. I don't know what they call it across the different locations, but I'm sure they got a name for it, just like Colombia. But they say no da a papaya, which is not, don't give papaya, which is a fruit, if you got familiar with that. But it really means don't make it easy for somebody to target you. And when you are in places where you coming from United States and you're in the top percentages of earners, and maybe you go to a place where the average local salary is $300-400 a month, consider a $5,000 watch what that means to somebody that needs it. Clearly, you have a watch on your hands. We do the same thing in the United States. Oh, well, they have $100 million boat. They got plenty of money. It's the same concept, but now you are on the other side and not realizing that. So when we tell you guys, don't wear flashy stuff when coming to move to these top expat destinations that ChatGPT or whoever gave you, it's not because, oh, somebody's just going to knock you over the head at the airport. No, I'm just telling you that more people that are in the negative lifestyle will look at you as an opportunity versus if you are just wearing like, this is, anybody knows Colombia, this is a local Medellin team. This is from Palenque. My father ordered this on Facebook. This came from one of those Sunday markets in Colombia. This is probably the most expensive chain that it is, and it's not anything that's flashy. Like my life, and this is an Apple Watch. My life has gotten away from those things. So when if you are in a position to think that don't wear designer clothes means completely unsafe, then you've got to reset your value. And the reason why we do these and have these conversations is because you need more in your relocation toolkit than just who's a lawyer and who's a realtor. I understand where you are, but it doesn't give you the right to show up as you are, thinking that the way you are in America is going to work over on the other side of the TSA. So that's why I'm like, let's get into these conversations. So navigating safety. No, you should not be wearing all designer all of the time. Now you shouldn't be looking to look like the most expensive thing in the room. That's just not where your mindset needs to be. Now I'm not saying that there aren't people that move abroad and come and host these. If you make six figures a month, let's get all in a room and talk to each other. And I'm like, you guys are nuts. If you do that, great. Make six figures a month, great. But I like to keep a low profile. And you're like, how you keep a low profile? And you on here every night. And it's like, I'm trying to be as low as the profile I can keep, because it is not about flashing anything. It's more so about what am I able to gain by moving abroad, and the people that I'm able to touch and the people that I'm able to meet. So let's at least cover that part, because I know a lot of it gets caught into, well, I can't wear designer, so I don't want to go somewhere where I can't wear my designer. What is it doing for you in the United States where you're sitting here and just heard that conversation? It's gotten you nowhere. So understand that. Understand also, and I was talking to the homegirl Cece today about this. She say people go abroad and they just lose their mind. All their inhibitions go. They're out drinking and they're drunk, walking through the street, and doing things they would never do in the United States. Caution for that. And I tell you that, and the reason why that happens is a lot of, once again, why are we here tonight? Making you understand exactly how you're feeling. Because you know what that feeling is like. When you go on vacation, you're like, oh man, the food's so good, the drinks is flowing, the air is nice. It just smells different over here. I just love it over here. It's that weight of America it's off of you. It's just off of you, and you're like, man, this is, if I could just bottle this up and just pour it on me when I need it when I'm back home, but I can't. I can only get it over here. So when people are looking at, doing certain things, and a lot of these problems that people are running into abroad, you only hear the headline. So and so got robbed. So and so got something happened to them. So and so got drugged. A lot of that is the headline, and none of the story of what that person did prior to coming on. Seriously. So if you don't go out in the United States and go get drunk with random people you don't know, hop in people's cars and say, I've seen the videos. You've seen them too. They said Mexico was dangerous. They said Colombia was dangerous. But look at me. I'm out at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm having a great time. It's 3, 4 in the morning. Is that something that you can sustain? Is that not risky behavior? So did something happen on the other end, or did it eventually happen? That's what the headline gets. But none of the story about what people were doing before then. And not saying that innocent victims don't happen, but I am just telling you that oftentimes these stories that are causing people to say, I don't think it's dangerous. I heard this is happening down there. I heard that. I said, somebody messaged me today. Oh, I heard that they got they're pulling guys out of the line in Medellin. I said, yeah, they are. But you shouldn't be concerned. They're doing that because a lot of people are coming there to exploit women, children, these kind of things. There's no reason for some of the things that they're catching, and that's why they're doing it. You might say, oh, well, I don't want to be pulled out of line. Well, they caught a dude that had 32 different sex toys in his bag. That's not normal. That's not normal travel. That's not normal. That's deviant stuff. So people are saying, well, all they hear is, oh, Colombia is pulling people out of line. Well, no, they're pulling crazy and specific kind of people out of line. If you're putting yourself in specific kinds of danger, doing things that in the United States is not on your radar. You do not go out drinking with brand new friends and then go from the first bar to the after hours, and then you're riding the moto and all of this stuff, and you're putting it all and document it, because TikTok doesn't, if they don't see it, then it never happened. I've seen these stories happen so many times. It is on you, because the entire audience just says, damn, that's crazy. But you are the one that went through it. And nobody's going to come and save you for this. So my job here is to do my best to prepare you before you leave. If I can prepare you before you leave, you're going to automatically have a better chance of having a better time when you get there. It's too much of this unpreparedness when it comes down to safety, because I don't walk around Medellin feeling unsafe. People say, oh, people getting drugged and robbed. I don't walk around Medellin feeling unsafe. I know other people that don't walk around Medellin feeling unsafe. Are there unsafe things that happen? Yes. But navigating them and knowing how to navigate danger, mitigating risk, the risk of something happening to you. There's no 100% chance that nothing is going to happen. Danger is present everywhere. But mitigation of risk is only going to have to come down to you. Wearing expensive jewelry, walking around with your phone out, and acting like you're a tourist. The phone, if you don't realize it, that iPhone is a $1,100 phone. If you can trade that in, $1,100 divided by $300 a month, how much of that of the year is it? Do you see? Math makes sense all over the world. So understand that. I will tell you that you will have somebody come and try to take your phone, um, versus having you go out to eat and that be the last time you went out to eat because somebody was upset, and then it's just the whole restaurant had to deal with it. Those things are like, would I rather deal with that, or would I rather just have have to navigate? Let me make sure I'm not walking down dark streets, giving anybody an opportunity to even those things. But that's the same thing I have to do in the United States. Don't walk down a dark street. Don't be in neighborhoods that I don't know anybody or have any business going in. Don't go out drinking late at night and expecting that positive things are going to happen, and I'm not able to take care of myself as an adult and my inhibitions are low, or I'm meeting strangers off of the street and putting them where I'm going to go lay my head at. All of my stuff and things are here, but I really like this person's energy. So when we talk about safety and navigating danger, you need to make certain that you remember this conversation, because you are going to have the things that America taught you. But just remember, when that weight is off you, that you still need to operate with those same things. Anything can happen anywhere. Anything. Some of the other things people are trying to wrap their heads around is, this is the funniest thing. What is the safest country for black expats? People are asking me, well, how's the racism out there? The racism is warm, just like it anywhere, any country. You have to realize, black people, I'm talking to us, black people, we are marginalized in everywhere. Everywhere. You say, where's the most dangerous countries in the world? Where's dangerous cities in the world? And it's like, well, why is it all black countries? Right? I got St. Louis and other places in Brazil and places in Colombia, and it's like it's a lot of black people there. It's real. It's a coincidence, isn't it? So the isms will follow you. They're there for certain. Racism exists everywhere. One other thing that Americans aren't necessarily privy to, because they kind of blanket us with the same stick. Kanye West said it, even if you in the band, you still a brother in the coop. Like, you're not able to get out of the isms so much. And these things are really important to understand, because their ism, it may be a different ism, but it's still an ism. And navigating that is also a safe, because feeling safe oftentimes in America comes with navigating the isms that you run into. But I often tell, especially Black Americans, because we are in a unique position. Now, black people are not a monolith in the United States. That does not mean if you're black that you went through struggle or you don't have any money. That's not what I'm saying at all. But no matter where you fall in, you still see some of the same things across the board, and you get this thing where you run into, maybe, I'm not saying everybody, but this may be your first time being addressed and treated as an American first. In the United States, you might just like, oh, I'm just a black person. They treat me like a black person. There's no special. I'm not. I'm just a black person from America. That is it. I'm not. That's all. Whereas when you get on the other side of America, they're like, oh, you're American. What do you think about Donald Trump? Why would you ask me about Donald Trump? Do you know my life? Do you know the craziness that I? But you don't realize that you are positioned as an American first there. So navigating that safety and the privilege, the perceived privilege that you don't even know you have. People will think you have money. People will think that you're arrogant. This is not something that you did to them. It's something that America did to them. And honestly, the people that are coming, what happens is, when you are given a privilege, and let's say you are 30 years old, and it's going to be your first time going on a relocation tour, start to look and move abroad. So it's your first time really leaving the United States, or maybe you vacationed on resorts, but going to move abroad, you're not usually going to be in a resort place. You're going to be with the locals, right? So you go and you put this, you think this like, okay, well, going abroad and everybody's fine. And the first time you get over there, they treat you like an American with privilege. And you have never had any privilege in America. You're like, oh, I'm a minority. Oh, I'm this. I don't have a lot of money. So what are you thinking? And not realizing that that is a part of the safety navigation as well, and how you present yourself with perceived things on you before you even open your mouth. It's honestly, unfortunately, but America's got a big mouth, and they do a lot of talking for what is perceived as Americans. So people are coming to you asking what they saw on the internet, or may say something to you that is like, well, what's about this, or what's your feelings on this? You'd be surprised how many people are wanting to interview you about America, and it's like, this is crazy, because nobody's asked my opinion. See, and they never asked me what I felt about America, and now I'm over here answering this question oftentimes, or defending things that I think I should defend, or not defending and saying, no, I don't have anything to do with that. Navigating safety is such a nuanced conversation, because people only isolate it down to physical, and it's just like feeling safe in a new environment is important. And I don't think you understand that, because you're leaving somewhere safe. So imagine leaving somewhere and you don't feel safe in your new environment. Political tensions, people asking me about that. The year started off crazy. Trump went from Panama to Mexico to Colombia. Now it's back to Mexico. Now Venezuela's involved. And there's all of this tension. And what I tell people, because they see the online comments, I will tell you that online comments in real life are often two different things. People are real dumb words when they get down to it online, when it comes to who's going where and what and all of this stuff. However, many times people ask me, "Are you all right down there? I saw what was going on Instagram, and I was in the comments, and people are really upset." And it's like, nothing going on outside. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. So when people ask that, it's just like, I get it why you would think so, because you're like, hey, I'm about to move over there, and I don't want nobody to be upset with me because of what America did. And I will tell you that oftentimes that is not how you get, at least with that part, because most of the people are just citizens. Most of the people online are centralizing this into one place and then doing blanket stuff. But when I walk out to the grocery store, I'm going to the mall, I'm not people feeling like coming up to me and saying anything on behalf of Colombia to an American. Like, I'm not getting that. Does that happen? Yes. But you're talking about a 1% chance and a 99% chance of it not happening. It's just not likely. So a lot of times, the political tensions of America and everything else, it's not really impacting you on the ground. Now, one thing I will tell you when we talk about the privilege, because you say, oh, well, Colombia, Mexico, they're going to, if I'm living there, what I'm going to do if I can't live there no more? Well, once you move abroad, anywhere you pick, you're going to now know how to move abroad. You're going to now know what to look for. So what I tell people is, when you're in America, all you know is America. So everything seems scary. But now that I have lived in Colombia, I've lived in Mexico, I go travel other places and stay for a little bit long term, just so I can understand, because I like flexibility. I don't control anybody's government. I don't control anything besides my little square. And what I will tell you is, we talk about a plan B. That's part of safety too. Having a plan B. You don't control anybody's government. You don't control the United States. If it was up to you, you would make enough money. Everything in the United States would be so great. You wouldn't have to go look to leave under duress. You don't control it. So what I tell people is, once you get the experience of moving abroad, once you understand what this life is like, how to become a global citizen, how to become a part of different communities, understanding how to navigate language. I don't care if I went somewhere that Swahili is the most spoken language there. I got to know some Swahili. I need to know how to go to the bathroom, bro. I need to know how to say, I'm allergic to peanuts. Does this have peanuts in it? I'm not walking around because I have these skills. And what we're doing here is helping you develop skills so that you can not only just go to the first place, but as you continue to grow, should something change, you are a citizen of that country. And even if you get a residency, you have a lot more fluidity and flexibility than the person that is just there and that has been there their entire life. That I'm not saying to take advantage of privilege, but I'm like, I mean, use the stuff that you have and use your privilege to actually do good things as well. But when we say, oh, well, Colombia is not going well, or Mexico, it's not safe to be, and so and so and so and so, well, Plan B comes in. Now you have ability to go elsewhere with the knowledge and the resources and the skills that you develop. And now you say, okay, well, it may not be safe for me here and now, but I have all of the skills that I need to go. I'm not saying anywhere is going to be like, oh, you can't be there anymore. But I tell people this entire relocation thing is a mindset shift. You cannot be the same person you are now in the United States when you get over here. I'm telling you, I'm not even the same person. If I was the same person, I wouldn't be here in front of you right now. I was, listen, head down, making money, Benz, clothes, house. That was me. I, that was what my focus was. My focus wasn't on helping other people navigate what I hadn't even done yet. I had to do it. I had to put the resources together. I had to build within the community to be able to have a conversation like this with you so that you could be a lot more prepared than I was. I actually came out of the country with the hookup because I had been bringing people here to Colombia for a long time. You don't have the hookups that I had. Y'all don't have the hookups. And one of the things I tell you, that's why I'm like, I don't exclude anybody in our conversations, but I have to talk to us and my people in a way that we understand. So if you happen to be here and you're not a black person, great, welcome, bienvenidos. Pero I talk to us because I'm really invested in us having the opportunity just to see. If you want to go back, cool. But you need to see what the hell is out here. And I want us to understand that because it is such an important thing to take seriously. I am seeing such horrible stories, such unsafe stories. I saw a mother in one of the travel groups. She moved her kid to Thailand. They paid 9 months upfront of rent. She said nothing that I saw or researched online was accurate when I got there. I paid 9 months of rent up front. My kid doesn't have any community. He has to do online school. We live in the middle of nowhere. Um, I'm sad. That's sad for me. I don't even know the person. I'm saddened by that. Another person I know, for long story short, might have lost their banking job, a banking career, all because she didn't move out of the country the right way. And it's like, my job is to help you guys move and stay if you want. But some of these people are just telling you all you need. They are selling you dreams. I saw it and people were like, yeah, go girl. And I'm like, no, 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 no. If I won the lottery tomorrow and I told all of y'all that y'all can go win a lottery just by going and doing the exact same thing I would be doing, you would think I was crazy. Yet people are doing this in relocation, and you guys aren't putting two and two together. People are saying I didn't have a plan. People are saying I never went to the country before. I sold everything and paid 9, 10 months of rent into somebody I don't have a relationship with and don't know at all. If I give them $10,000 or 9 months of rent, whatever it is, are they going to be there tomorrow, or am I going to leave and I come back and the locks change? Yes, these things are happening because people are thinking that this is just a move from Atlanta to Philadelphia, from Philadelphia to New Orleans. It's not. You can go be the same person from Philadelphia to New Orleans. It's still America. You're not in a new culture. You're not in a new language. You're not in a new pace of life. So navigating safety comes down to not just, is somebody going to do something to me? What are you going to do for yourself? How are you going to prepare to be safe? It's not safe to not know certain things in the language. I'm allergic to peanuts, as I mentioned. It's not safe for me not to know how to ask, are peanuts in this? That could be life or death. Yes, so many people are literally running out of the United States, and I get it. It's a burning house right now. But it is only you that are going to deal with the consequences of ill preparedness when moving abroad. So I just want to make certain that you guys are understanding that. Some people might be like, oh, I just ran. No, no, no. I'm being very specific because I want y'all to understand this. This 12 days of relocation is about you. It's anybody can put you in contact with an immigration lawyer. Anybody can put you in contact with a realtor. That stuff is easy once you know what to look for and how to get connected. But getting you prepared, asking you the tough questions, that this is a one-way conversation. I wanted you to 5 times at least in this conversation that we're gonna have to be like, damn, I didn't even think about that. Or damn, I didn't even consider it that way, that I needed to think that way. You need to become a different person. It's going to take you getting on the other side, but there are things that you can do. So when we talk about the safety, why do I need to have all of this stuff on when I go there? What do I want them to know about me? That I'm a rich American? Maybe I will keep those designer clothes at home. Maybe I will keep my $5,000, $10,000 Rolex at home because I don't want to give off. I'm just money to people. I want people to get to know me. Yeah, that is what we are taught in the United States. So it does get a little difficult to navigate, but that is why we're here. So when we talk about what are the top expat destinations, top safest places, the ones that they give you, they spit them out. But the better question is, what are you going to do to be safe? Are you going to get there and it could be safe and you're just going to start going out with strangers? Even a place like Thailand, I wouldn't just be like, I'm going to get drunk with strangers until 3, 4 in the morning, even though everybody's like, it's safe. Maybe nothing happens, but now you're just rolling the dice for no reason. This is your life. You don't know if you're going to die an old person in the bed or die a young person. You just need to live one day at a time. And the best thing I can do is just help you prepare to be safe in another country. Now, I know one of the biggest things that is on a lot of people's radar when looking to move abroad is when it comes to safety, because we know about police and policing and what that looks like. It's definitely interesting in the United States, especially when you see it abroad, because some things will alarm you at first, and then you understand, like, all right, it's not that big of a deal. Because I know when people go abroad and they see police and they got these big ass guns that are like half the size of a second grader, you're like, what are they about to get into over here, right? And it's like, yeah. That's definitely in many places, and they have way bigger guns in there. But you would be surprised the feeling that I get when I see them with bigger guns than the 9 millimeter that the local police officers have versus when I'm in the United States and that car come behind me and it's like 10 to 2. We know what that feels like. I will tell you that police interactions aren't like that in out here. I'm from Philadelphia. I moved from South Florida. I went to school in Atlanta, so I spent a lot of time there. Growing up in the city and in the cities, policing is a little bit different. Whereas when you consider what policing looks like, I will tell you things are a little bit different. Um, if you're not doing anything most of the time, the police mind their business and you're minding ours. It is oftentimes where people are running into situations with police where they're in places they shouldn't be. They have things on them that they shouldn't have. I know coming from the United States, I know New York had stop and frisk. That was a big thing, and it was imprinting on people's rights. Whereas the rights of America are not the rights of the world. So each particular location has its own thing. So if you could be a threat to society, they have the right to search you. However, in the United States, we saw that often used to disproportionately only target certain kinds of people. Whereas I don't feel that that is happening on my end. And I also don't have anything, whereas nobody here seemingly is like, well, I'm going to put something on them. Like, no, I don't have anything. They're like, all right, have a good day. Just keep it moving. There's always trade-offs with certain things, and it's like, what are you willing to deal with? Because I know everything in America I'm not willing to deal with. These little trade-offs, hey, the policemen are actually nice, and when you don't have anything, they're like, all right, have a good day. And it's like, didn't get me, I don't have anything. You keep it moving. It's not like, am I going to not be here after this police interaction? I don't feel that way here. Whereas I move a certain way automatically when I get back in the United States. Pick up that weight again because I know I have to carry that to maintain my safety in the United States. Whereas I'm putting that weight off, which leads people when they go abroad and they're like, damn, now I don't have to carry that weight. Now all my inhibitions is gone. And now I'm doing things that I don't normally do because it's heavy. It's heavy, the weight of America. And when you take it off, you realize that the life that you were living, you can't do that anymore. And that's what I'm saying. Like you can't be the same person on the other side. You have to become different. You have to ask yourself tough questions. You have to ask yourself, what do you want? What do you want from the world? Oh, I want to wear a designer and buy Rolexes and have a nice watch collection and have 15 car garage. Well, then America's the perfect place for you. But when you actually get into real value of what do you want, your safety and what you're thinking about what is safe or not looks a little bit different. Now I'm giving you things where it's like, okay, let's get behind the headlines. Yeah, the person got robbed, they were drugged, but they brought a stranger in their house. They didn't tell you that, did they? No. So don't bring strangers in your house. Probability you getting robbed and drugged goes down. Does it disappear? No. Is it 0% in the United States? Like, ask yourself this. Don't let somebody scare you into staying where you aren't welcome. You are here because you don't feel welcome in the place that you grew up at. You're here because you don't even know me from a can of paint, but maybe I said something tonight that said, I didn't think about it like that. Or, ChatGPT wasn't going to spit that out or ask me that question. Wasn't going to consult me in a way where it was going to give me something I could put in my relocation bag, and whether I go to Colombia, Mexico, whether I deal with this guy or not, at least he gave me some pause to understand that I didn't have this all figured out. And this was a little more deeper and nuanced. And what does safety mean? I'm not safe in the United States. And yeah, I won't be safe in Colombia, Mexico, Panama, or South Africa if I go there and flaunting money that I really don't have, throwing money around as if. Do not become the people that you can't afford to be abroad. That's a message. We're going to run that back one. Do not become the people you can't afford to be in the United States abroad. The currency exchange is definitely going to be in your favor coming from the United States. $30,000 in the United States may not work a lot far, whereas outside the United States in certain areas, it will work further. But don't become the people that you are despising or you're saying, I don't want to be. And that's why I'm like, you have to be different. I think moving abroad actually shows you who you are. It's easy to be in the rat race of America. It's just go up, wake up every day, and go to work. It's nothing else. You don't really got to think. You just go to work. That's it. That's all you got the time to do. Go to work and go back home. Saturday and Sunday, that's the weekend. You know that's not the weekend. We talked about that. Saturday and Sunday, you got kids. What that mean? They up early in the morning. They want to do stuff. You need to keep them in activity. Saturday and Sunday is Monday juniors. Seriously, the way that American cycle works, that's how it operates. Whereas we get abroad, I'm getting into stuff that I'm like, man, you would have told me that I would have went river rafting, caving, and rivering, which is wading and walking through a river. I'd have told you a damn liar. Did I do it in Colombia? Yes, I did. I woke up real early to do it too, about 2 in the morning, 2:30 to get there. So these things are like you become a different person. Me being in front of you is because I live abroad and I've seen what my passion is and what makes the most sense for me and how I can be a value to my community. Yes, you make money, great, cool. But this is valuable to my community. I may never meet you, but you are going to hear this conversation and utilize it in your journey wherever it is that you go. You were paid a lot of money probably to go to a college, and nobody sat you down and said, "Who are you? What do you want? What are the reasons you're looking to leave? What are you looking for?" And charged you with that, and actually meant it because it was designed to help you. Where in college did they sit down and do that with you? I know, I get it. That's why we are here tonight. So we can take some of this guesswork out and we can get down to the real brass knuckles with, all right, yes, you want to leave, but this is what you need to do and how to do so. One thing I will tell you, because I got a lot of people that say like, well, racism here and racism there, and well, how do they treat Black Americans? And I'm like, you guys are going everywhere. I'll be honest with you. I get a lot of messages. I'm hearing people going to Albania, people going to Morocco, people going to Poland, and I'm like, I didn't even know Black people was looking to go to Albania and Poland. Good for you guys. No, great, 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 great. But when you guys are asking questions about certain things, I will never tell you lies, or I'll say, hey, I don't know, because I don't know what it's like living abroad as an American in a Eurocentric place. I don't know what that's like. I haven't gone. It's not something I'm seeking out. So when you are saying I'm looking for Black spaces and white spaces or Eurocentric spaces, that's a little tough. If you guys want to be honest with yourselves, like, well, where do Black Americans hang out in a place where Black people aren't really that prevalent? I don't know. It's going to be tough for you. If that's something that's on your radar, which is why I preach so heavily on understanding what your whys are. Why are you leaving and what are you looking for? Because you're like, hey, I need, a community, or I want to be a part of, the Afro diaspora community. Going to Poland is not going to find you the Afro diaspora community in abundance. That is reality. Whereas a place like Colombia, a place like Mexico, with the history that they have, Panama, there are populations that are there, that are natively there. Never mind expat communities of people that have already been there for years, built community. They do things on the weekends. They go out for events. Like, is that important to you? Because navigating that is a part of safety as well. Imagine going somewhere you don't speak the language, don't know the culture. Where do you start? Oh, well, I met this guy. He speaks English. True, boy, you're going to meet a lot of random people that speak English because they know that you don't know what you got going on here. Yeah, it happens. So it's like, how do we have these conversations so you understand that you can't be this I'm on my square and I don't care about anything else person. You can thrive in the United States like that. We're seeing it right now with the president of the United States. Hey, I don't care what happens to you, them. As long as I'm cool, we're gonna get a new crib. We throwing a party at the White House at the same time Americans is lining up to get food. We sending $40 billion out the country at the same time we don't have enough money to get these people back to work or subsidize what they're not getting while they're here. We don't have that. That's a me situation. And what you find out living abroad is the community is going to save your life. I'm not saying you're going to be in imminent danger, but you would be surprised saving your life if you have a bad time abroad and you have to go back home, but you didn't have to have that time and you could have survived, thrived, actually lived abroad, but you just wanted to run and jump. Think about that. There are going to be so many people that jump out of the United States and go back to the United States. And not because they want to, not because it was the best place for them, but because it felt safe. They had a bad time. They got scammed. They got drugged. They got robbed. And they did a bunch of things that they didn't hear on this particular platform. And they didn't listen to anything that anybody else said besides bottles are $40 there. Ladies want to talk to you. You don't want to talk to American men or women. And that was it. We understand that we living on abroad. That's not reality, guys. And I need more people to understand what this is like. Going abroad, when I talk about day-to-day safety, I literally look at this stuff and I say, listen, my 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 life is so much less stressful living outside of the United States. I do not factor in safety first all of the time. And I say that is because I carry myself in a certain way where I'm like, cool, I'm not doing certain things. But I am not in the state of like, let me go in this room and make certain that check all the, like I do because of where I'm from, but I'm also not thinking that this is about to jump off the way that I know it can go down in the United States. And that is an important thing. So a lot of these stress factors, whether it's money or mass incidents, I don't have that on my back anymore. And it feels great. I'll be honest with you. It feels awesome not to have to worry about mass incidents anymore. It is not something that is on my radar until I go back to the United States. One of the things that I do tell people when thinking about, like, let's get into how do you navigate danger and safety. Um, in Colombia, certain places use Uber, certain places use taxis. In Cartagena, I'll take a taxi, no problem. In Medellin, no, I'm not getting in a taxi. It's just not happening. I'm using Uber. These things are nuanced down to the place. Some of these places, especially when you are in a taxi environment, if you're in a taxi environment, what I will tell you, and this is global, you can use this around the world, it's going to cash for a check. You need to make certain before you get into anybody's car, they know exactly where you're going, and you have talked to them about how much it costs to get there. Do not jump into any car and just say, we're going to figure it out when I get in the car. Don't. Be sure about where you're going and what the exact price is. So, knowing how to communicate that would be helpful. See how this is about the safety that you are going to dictate and then not put yourself into bad situations? So, knowing where you're going and saying in the language, I am going here. How much does this cost? What we don't realize in America is everything is not as black and white, which is good and benefits you in your favor because when you go in the United States store, the price is the price. You're not no benefit. You don't negotiate with the prices. What you're going, you can ask them, hey, how much you going to cost to take me from here to here? Oh, 30,000 pesos. Listen, man, it costs 20,000 pesos. Cool. Let's get in. 20,000 pesos. Let's do it. Or you get in, and the original ride could have been bargained at 20 or 30,000 pesos, but you get in and then start telling them where you want to go, and then now they're like 100,000 pesos. Meanwhile, you from America, so 100,000 pesos, you're like, okay, that might be like $20. You know how much Uber costs in Colombia versus how much it costs in the United States? $20 might seem like a deal to go 20 minutes. I can go 20 minutes for $3-4 in Uber in Colombia. But if you don't know, then what you going to do? How are you going to navigate being safe? How are you going to navigate not being taken advantage of? These conversations are designed to. Getting into these groups, a lot of people in America also don't realize, unless you are a person that is either a traveler or foreign, WhatsApp is where you got to be. WhatsApp is what we are in all the time. I'm in WhatsApp more than I'm in my iMessages. WhatsApp, they abroad people don't even have a landline. Just like call me on WhatsApp. A business, well, like we have a landline. Call me on WhatsApp. WhatsApp me. Everything is WhatsApp. And what happens is the communities, yes, you got Facebook, yes, you have Instagram and all that stuff, but the day-to-day life, what we are actually doing, like we could plan a meetup and say everybody come on here and nobody online will see it and everybody it will be 25 people at one place. Those things are some of the how do I navigate safety that you guys aren't getting the information on. Getting into WhatsApp groups allow you to be a fly on the wall at least, and the ones that allow for people that are just getting in, um, and see what everybody's doing. That's some of the best research you can do. What are they doing without me? You think you must be the party starter. You're gonna get there and just hype everybody up. All right, everybody, we got finally down here, apply.com, let's go. It don't work like that. People have already been there. And hopefully they built a community that allows you to become a part of their community and you can get access to these WhatsApp groups and really understand what it has for you. But it's navigating those things. See how different that is than just I bought my ticket, I found a place to live, I chose the area because of the research that I did. I tell everybody, and this is another global conversation, global statement that you can take no matter where you're going. Do not sell all your stuff and move to a place if you do not have the ability to name three neighborhoods. If you don't know three neighborhoods in Medellin, if you don't know three neighborhoods in Playa del Carmen, if you don't know three neighborhoods in Cape Town, if you don't know three neighborhoods in Panama City, why did you sell all of your stuff and move there? So in Colombia, the neighborhoods are all different. Some can be walkable. Some can be on the side of a dag on the hill. Some can be on the hill, but once you walk down the hill, there's plenty of stuff down there. Some of them are on the hill in the middle of nowhere, and you don't know what to do. Oh well, it looks really nice. Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. Or you're gonna have to get a driver to come get you to be able to get down there. How do you figure this out? You come to these conversations, you go on relocation tours. You can't just be saying, I'm so ready to go that I'm willing to risk it all just to say that I'm out of here. You have to take some time. That's why it's called a relocation journey. It's not called a relocation stop, it's not called a pit stop. It's not called like a no, it's a journey. It's a journey. And these things are designed to give you the tools that you need to go on the journey. And it's a continuous journey because you spent 30 plus years in the United States. You think in 2 years, 3 years living abroad that I got everything together? I'm always going to be learning. I could be spending another 30 years abroad and still be learning things, new things about life, new things about traveling, new things about myself. That is one of the most important journeys that you're going to go on in this relocation process is who you are. When you get the space to actually figure out who you are, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised the mindset shift that you will go through, but also before you go through it needs to happen to increase the probability of you succeeding. So we want to make certain that you guys are taking advantage of these conversations because they are designed 100% to pour back into you the things that so many people that have moved abroad that did do it successfully wish they would have had the conversation with themselves or wish somebody would have asked them a question that they could have at least sat with that and realized that I'm not living somewhere that's safe. My better question is how do I navigate safety in the place that I'm looking to live? And who can I find that out from? And what am I willing to do to get to my peace and my happiness? These are all better conversations and better questions to have than is it safe? What does that mean for you? Thank you. So I want to make sure that you guys are getting this information. Coming up on an hour right now. We'll tell you guys we'll be back tomorrow. 12 days of relocation. Day 4 we'll be back. You guys can check the information on moodtravelabroad.com. We have the sign up if you guys are interested as far as questions you may have, topics you want to cover. We got you on that. We also are right now, early bird tickets are now through November 14th. Remember, during the 12 days of relocation, we pick 10 people each day that bought a GA ticket and upgrade them to a VIP ticket. So when you buy your GA ticket, just make sure you buy the GA ticket. And if you are selected, you will get the opportunity when we'll message you, email you directly and say, hey, you've been upgraded to VIP tickets. So you'll know exactly what it is that you're getting. You'll get the notification. You'll have access to all the replays, the increased discounts on the relocation tours. We want to give you guys a landing page and a runway so you don't have to take it all on at once. I know you're ready to go, but give me 100 days. I can make it happen for you. I promise you. I just need that time and I need y'all to lock in. So if you're really serious about that, make sure you're coming here. If you want to know where you're watching at, but go to YouTube, Black Expat Life Abroad. That's what reason that's important for you, because there are over 250 videos of conversations just like this that you can go put into your relocation tool bag. I do my best to try to show up and be consistent with you guys. What I also need y'all to do is, if you have not already, go to moodtravelabroad.com, or depending on where you are, you can click the link in our bio. There, you're going to have to sign up for the virtual relocation conference. Get your ticket. But the reason you need to get your ticket is because this is one of the only places you can come in one day, get everything you need to narrow it down where you're going to go. That is really impactful for somebody that's serious about moving abroad. If you're not serious and it's just on your radar, don't worry about it. But if you are actually serious about moving abroad, you need to go there. So please, moodtravelabroad.com. There's 2 O's in mood, travelabroad.com. There you can get signed up. What we are covering is relocation to Colombia. So you have Medellin, it's myself, Santa Marta, as well as Cali. You also have Mexico. Playa del Carmen will be on the list. We have Cape Town, South Africa, and we have Panama City, Panama. But as I mentioned, giving you foundational things is the easy part. What we have also done in this conference is bring everything else that you need that you probably forgot trying to run out of that burning house. So we bring on the immigration visa lawyer so you can understand, no matter where you go, some of the information that you're going to need to gather about yourself to even qualify for the visas. Understanding what healthcare looks like and navigating that, how to understand that realistically, you're going to get better healthcare for a lot cheaper than what you're thinking you pay in the United States and what you have access to. But I need you to get understanding and hear from an expert on that. What we also do is touch base with you regarding up here. I tell you guys it's a mindset shift. What we do is bring on a board certified therapist that offers coaching for expats. So I told you, navigating language, culture, homesickness, community, it could be a lot, but you need somebody to be able to talk to. Outside of just me, I'm not a therapist by any means. I'm like more like a brother or a cousin or something like that. But realistically, you need somebody that understands what you're going through. So we bring them on to tell you exactly what kind of services they have for you once you actually get on the other side of the TSA. Shout out to Miss Shalay. We bring her on because she handles the volunteerism portion. No matter where you go, you are being and welcomed a part of a new community. Hopefully, you find value in doing what you can to support that community. And Vishalay will be talking to you guys about why volunteering when you move abroad is important in the best practice way to get involved with your new destination. We have Kelly coming as a parent that has moved abroad with kids. Kelly is one of the unique resources that we have because Kelly came to us earlier this year. She was able to move her kids to Medellin in 90 days after going on our relocation tour. And she's going to tell you guys not only how she did it, but how you can do it. We also bring in some power hitters. So a lot of people are worried about money when you move abroad, and I got you. And I understand that. And we talk about how you can take your cost of living, let's say it's $5,000 a month, down to 2,000. One, your mindset shift should be, well, what can I do to help build wealth or a retirement base for me, not let me go buy more luxury services. So you get $3,000 extra a month and you ever automatically have still everything that you left in the United States. What do you do with that? How do you actually go about retiring or building wealth abroad? So we're going to bring in our financial expert. She'll be able to navigate that for you, as well as Sonia, the student loan doctor. Student loans are a big deal in the United States. More people are getting increasing cost on payment back. You need to understand how to navigate what repayment looks like. If there's an option, if forgiveness is an option for you, but how do you do so? Or how do you devise a plan to take that extra money and put it into places where you can pay your student loans off a lot quicker? Told you. You bought everything you need, and it's all in one place. You guys just have to go get your ticket to get signed up. Once again, if you are lucky, you will get selected as one of the 10 people that get automatically upgraded to the VIP ticket during our 12 days of relocation. Only thing I need you to do, if you are watching the replay, go ahead, share this with somebody. Make sure you are following this page so you can get all of the notifications of when we are going live. That way you do not miss any conversation. And then the last thing I need you to do is go on to movetravelabroad.com as well. There is a sign up for our newsletter. Everybody that's on our newsletter gets access to prices that are not advertised on our website. So the only way that you're going to get the discount code is being a part of the newsletter. You can go to movetravelabroad.com, sign up for our newsletter. You will stay in contact with us in regards to all of the conversations that we have coming up, the specific destination conversations. We'll get after the conference. We're going to dive deep into, let's talk about this destination. What visas and opportunities do you have here? So we'll get niche down after this conference. We're really excited to be able to continue to service our community, show you guys and bring you the resources that you need so you don't have to figure it out by yourself. Give you what to put in your Google search bar when somebody says, did you do your research? Hopefully tonight, you now know at least what to start with. How do I get in these WhatsApp groups? How do I understand nuance down, like, do I wear this or should I not wear this, because none of that even matters anymore. This is important information that you need to consider, and I hope tonight you guys heard something that definitely put some more into your relocation toolkit. Tomorrow's topic is up. We'll get into that then. I will see you guys tomorrow. I just checked. I didn't see any comments or concerns. Somebody said, remember the show Locked Up Abroad? Perfect example. Yeah. I do see that now. Yeah, you do not want to be locked up abroad because you saw how long it took Brittany Griner to come out. And you are not Brittany Griner. Nobody knows who you are. And we want you guys to move abroad and be okay. As a person that cares about my community, I'm going to let you go. But as a person that cares about my community, anybody that knows who has actually been on a tour or a trip with me, I'll tell you this, and I'll still be right in your face. I don't know your mother. But if something happens to you while you're with me, she gonna be the first person that calls me. So I'm gonna treat you like you family, and I want you to understand. And what this relationship is me turning back and looking out for you guys and giving you guys everything that I did not have and everything that I now know that I did need. So that way you and your family, your legacy, your destiny, it just has a better chance of standing up and being successful. So make sure y'all sharing this because it is appreciated. You know, the algorithm has to do what it does, but I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. I appreciate you guys as always. Y'all take care. My name is RJ. It has been a pleasure. Y'all make sure y'all go to Mood Travel Abroad and grab them tickets. I would appreciate it. I'll see y'all soon.